Matthew played my dad in a movie back in 2007, and I was talking to him about, training and all that kind of stuff, and he told me about that he was a teacher here at the Actors Foundry, and right as soon as I moved here, I just bolted right through the doors and started auditing a few classes, and I was totally inspired, and started coming back more and more, and then finally joined the class, and ever since then, it's been this place. Uh, I think it was everything combined. The first time I did come out of the class, I think it was crying week, and I walked through and everyone was just bawling. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I've never seen this happen in a place of 16 people all crying at the same time, standing up, looking at each other in the eyes, crying. I was like, what? This is awesome. I've never done this before, and to get to that point, to get to that because my dream roles are like I want to get the emotional like messed up kid, like dealing with, abuse or whatever. And I never knew how to get to that point. So when I walked in and saw all these people crying, I was just like, wow, okay, I gotta watch this for 4 hours. And I didn't blink once. And yeah, it inspired me and freaked me out at the same time. And then I started thinking, like, will I ever get to that point like these people have? Like I started getting really insecure. And then I just pushed it away eventually after coming here all the time, because that's what I've learned, just to, forget about it. Just do the work. Doesn't matter about whether you think you can or can't do it. Just do the freaking thing. And yeah, it's been inspiring. And I feel like I'm confident to say that I can get to that place now from all the training here. I found it really hard because I remember when I first moved here and I was doing auditions, I felt like I wasn't doing it right. And I know there's no like right and wrong way to do things, but like you can just tell in your head if you're doing it right. Like I'd sit down like for auditions and I'd feel like kind of awkward, like a little bit kind of like I shouldn't be like, should I look at her now or should I just wait and look at her? You know what I mean? Like the reader. And I didn't have the confidence to just come into the room and just let it all flow. And it's just like the last year I've been finally figuring it out, and it's just you know auditing here, honestly. I think the biggest thing that gave me the most confidence within the past little bit was my episode of Flashpoint that I did. It was a guest star role, and I taped it here actually in this room, and it was he's a really emotional kid. Like he's in love with this girl who meets on Twitter, and he doesn't even know if she's real or not. But like this kid's been an orphan. He's been abused by his parents. He's just totally messed up, and he's a thief. I didn't have a result in my head, which is I think really important. I didn't see where I wanted it to go. I did the work, and when I got on set, I knew what I had to do, and I know I did my prep the night before, and I went through the whole process of figuring this guy out, and it just kind of flew out of me on set. Like I wasn't even thinking about it. And then at the end of the take, I forgot what I did, which is kind of cool. That doesn't happen to me very often. That role finally showed that I could do emotional. Like the last scene, I'm holding a gun to a kid's head and I'm screaming at the cops, like crying and all that kind of stuff. And it's finally a role where I could show that I had that kind of emotional capacity or whatever. So that role I'm really proud of. Like and that kind of like boosted me off. My agents in LA saw that and been sending me out for like wicked deep stuff. It's like theater and film all in one, and it's taught me a lot how to just, if you fail, it doesn't really matter. Like failure is good. The audience laughs, everyone has a good time, and then you do another take. It's not that big of a deal. Same as auditions. If you mess up bad in an audition, it doesn't really matter. That's what that taught me. Like you screw up, okay, you go again. You just do it again. You say, hey, is that cool if I just, do one more time? And if they say no, then all right, move on. You're done. You're done. Or maybe go back and put it on tape and send it to them. Doesn't really matter. So I find that failure is not that big of a deal. You learn from your fails. And that's what I learned from Mr. Young, because I've screwed up quite a few times. But the audience just ends up laughing, and then the producers laugh, and then they go, okay, let's try it better this time. Don't suck. I would say, listen, there's gonna be ups and downs. You're gonna want to quit, but the main thing is to just let it go, do the work, and just be free. It doesn't matter what people are thinking. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because in the end, we're all gonna die anyway. Who cares what people are thinking? When you go into the audition, as long as you have the work done, and as long as you're confident with what you did, and as long as you went the road of the process and all that kind of stuff, just let it go. It doesn't matter. Don't be in your head. Don't think of this stuff. And I know it's just to say don't be in your head, but just do the work and trust yourself. That's what it is. It's just to trust yourself. And before, I didn't trust myself at all. I was really insecure and very awkward. I'm still pretty awkward, but more non-insecure than I was, for sure. But yeah, no, just let it go. Let it go and trust yourself. That's what I learned. The one Actors Found You lesson that I learned was to trust yourself. To trust yourself, and to do the work, and to be free. That's what it is. And I think if you've got all those three things, I think you're good. I think it'll just smooth sailing, I think. And just don't give up unless you really don't want to do this. If you want to do it, just keep going. And things will fly. That's what it is. Yeah, just there's been a lot of times where I've wanted to quit, and I'm sure there's gonna be other times where I want to quit too. But I think um, the law of average states that if you just keep going, you're gonna succeed. But the thing is that a lot of people give up along the way, and that's the law of averages doesn't work if you give up. So if you just keep going and give it everything you have, then you're gonna make it. It's just you have to. There's no other way to go if you give it everything you have. And it may take 5 years, it may take 20 years, but I think that if you just keep going, it'll happen. Yeah, that's what I gotta say.